We are live for the Hoopsfix Pro-Am Summer League 2024 from the Brixton Rec Centre. It's the women's final. It has all come down to this. 4 weeks of brilliant basketball. One winner will be crowned. It's Team Diamond taking on Team Emerald. Diamond undefeated so far, 3-0 in the pool stages. They took down Team Ruby last time, 60-49. Team Emerald, 2-1 in the pool stage. They took down Sapphire in a real tight, high-scoring game, 69-60 last time. Darren Paul is joined by Michael Hanson-Morris to talk you through all of the action. Mikey, what a game we have in store.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. 2 deep rosters, a load of talent in all positions across the floor, and this is going to be a war attrition. Anything like the group stage, throw the form book out the window. Both teams got everyone back. Few of these players were in Paris yesterday, but they've made it back as well in time for the final. So, huge contest coming up, Daz.
Yeah, I mean, that really impresses me. I saw a couple of the names, Jess Davies and Eleanor Bishop in particular, were 2 names that I saw in Paris.
Melita and Monique Esbrand with the London Warriors 3x3 team, so all 4 of them. So
huge effort from them to make it out and get back. But that is exactly what Hoopsfix, the Hoopsfix Foundation, of course, who are providing us with this, what they're building, how big it is that players are rushing back from
everyone loves
overseas.
The championship.
Everyone loves the championship. Everyone loves the Pro-Am Summer League. And how can you not? Talk to me about some of these Diamond players.
Team Diamond, obviously, you look no further than your 2 WBBL stars, Georgia Gayle, Chantel Charles. They're both going to have huge influences. Georgia Gayle, someone we've seen time and time again for the Hatters. Obviously, didn't see Chantel this year, but long-time London Lion player. Obviously, played in Romania this year, but they've got so much talent around them, and obviously can't go much further than last week's MVP in her Pro-Am debut. Amanda Okodugha, 19.7 rebounds in her debut. She'll be a huge influence on the inside because Emerald a little bit undersized with MJ Sarkodee-Adoo not appearing to be here.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we've had plenty of players make last dash late appearances so far today. Getting travel into and around the smoke has been a bit of a disaster. So Team Emerald taking on Team Diamond. Chinwe Iwunze led the way for Emerald last time, 14-9-1 with 3 steals in their victory over Sapphire. But again, Emerald, they are loaded.
Yeah, indeed, and obviously Sheffield teammates for Georgia Gayle, Melita Emanuel-Carr, going to have a huge impact as she always does. Beth Sarson, we've always known her for the 3-point shooting, but we've seen more and more in the Pro-Am the ability to go left, finish at the rim has been big. And obviously the 3-point shooting as well of people like Jess Davies. But I think where it's interesting is Esther Kursite had a decent game last week in her Pro-Am. Esther Kursite off to Sacred Heart. So one of her last appearances, she told me before again, she only leaves in a couple of weeks. So this will be her last appearance on UK soil for a while. So she's looking forward to it as well. Again,
I don't hype it up for the sake of hyping it up. This is a big thing. Big crowd and the big stage here in Brixton. So both benches are getting ready to make their way onto the floor. Neither side is formally officially coached, but
you've got coaches on both rosters, the people that actually coach.
Exactly.
That's Kat Goldsby, Monique Esbrand on the black side in particular. They'll both take some lead. We saw that from Kat Goldsby last week in particular.
Exactly. Michael Hanson-Morris, as always, taking the words out of my hands on this occasion. They are leaders galore on these 2 teams. So the team in the red uniforms, Emerald. The team in the black uniforms, Team Diamond. And there's Jess Davies, again, like we say, just making it back from Paris. Will be lining up, suiting up for Emerald. She'll be starting. Yeah, this is a really interesting starting 5. I'd argue Diamond's almost best 5 might all be on the, well, certainly a lot of their best 5 on the bench
no Chantel Charles, no Georgia Gayle, no Amanda Okodugha. So a really interesting starting group, and something that Emerald will have to be careful of, but this is going to be a fun one.
I think they're both two pretty interesting starting fives. Yeah, some very familiar faces to one another, obviously, not just with the 5 weeks of basketball that they've had under their belts together, and of course the previous 2 iterations of this tournament. As the tip-off has been won, has been won by Diamond, and straight up the floor, straight with the basket is good. Monique Esbrand.
Yeah, I think any other coach team, you'd say that's almost a planned play.
As Jess Davies gets those points right back. Don't get too comfortable there, Michael. I think it's going to be a busy game for us.
Yeah, it is with his talent as Goldsby straight into the pull-up.
Didn't go, and held ball that is going to go the way of Team Emerald.
Yeah, and it's also great to see not quite full bleachers, but we're definitely close here at the Brixton Rec, which is great to see and supporting a wonderful event.
As Davies, 3's off the mark. That's a good rebound. Chinwe Iwunze battling her away. She's going to go to the stripe to shoot 1-4-2. Remember, even though it's the championship game, the final, we've got established rules here. The clock will stay running, and it's going to be 1 free throw for the shot value you were shooting for when you were fouled. As that goes down from Iwunze, 1 for 2 is good. And again, looking for her to have a big game.
Yeah, she week 1, I think it was 19 points immediately, and 14 of those in the first half. Obviously, leading scorer as well last week, so she's been huge, playing a ball at TVC as Tiwa Roberts, a little bit too aggressive.
just a touch. That's our first foul marker. Tiwa Roberts. It was a foul on the floor. The clock will stay running. 1 foul apiece, so second foul marker, I should say. Monique Esbrand puts it on the deck, driving through. As Milen Gamavaz pulls down the rebound. It's Esbrand on the outside, skips it over the top. Akra has it, going downhill, puts up the shot, that's front rim, and Iwunze keeps the rebound, keeps it alive. Sarson grabs the loose ball and is fouled by Esbrand.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy play, but people willing to put their bodies on the line, go for loose balls, everything you expect to see in this final.
Absolutely. As Tiwa Roberts on the outside finds Chinwe Iwunze. Back to Tiwa Roberts from Davis. She's got the screen set. Drive into the basket. Kicks it to the top. Goldsby's there. Goldsby's putting on the Jets. And that's can't get the finish, but she is fouled in the active shooting. Now go against Chinwe Iwunze.
And normally you'd be upset with that, but when it's your teammate and someone you played along with in so many years, if you just got up, she saw who fouled her and just had a big smile on her face.
That's her captain. Iwunze's just done that to her regular season captain. Goldsby hits the 1 for 2.
Title on the line, who cares? They'll hug it out afterwards, I'm sure.
For sure. Another good season for TVC. But all that goes away. There's gold on the line. Kicked out. Good ball movement. Tiwa Roberts, that's just a bit short. Akra finds Esbrand. It's a 3-on-2 just for the moment. Then Gamavaz, twisting, turning, can't finish. Goldsby gets the rebound, kicks it out. Mid-range J is good. Yassin Belle-Mbaye.
Yeah, and Yassin's known for that mid-range jump shot. Started the season with the Brent Bulls. Well, he's got time in the Essex program as well. So really nice control there for her as Tiwa Roberts in a little bit of trouble.
Wriggles her way out of it. Jess Davies going out to the corner now. Sarson didn't have heaps of movement, didn't need it. The lane opened up for her. She got the shot away, didn't get the finish.
Yeah, Beth Sarson way better going right, left and right. So use the pick and roll, but she'll be disappointed with that blowing an open layup.
Diamond in the lead, shots up, shots just off the back iron. That's going to go the way of Team Emerald.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Diamond have got a full 12, so trying to sort rotations out and try and get players in is going to be important, as something's gone on. I don't quite know what's going on. In fact, mass subs.
Oh yeah. In fact, that's an entire platoon change.
Well, Diamond have got 6 coming on,
Diamond.
so I'm not a genius, but 6 won't work in a basketball game.
They still got 6 on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, they do. And that's been worked out right now by the officials, by the bench.
Yeah, Georgia Gale's just trying to get the lineup she needs. So
Modiegi Mokoka, the South Africa international, taking a seat. And we can continue the action. Georgia Gayle on the floor, as is Melita Emanuel-Carr. Kim Wilkes finds Emanuel-Carr.
We've got some fun matchups on the floor right now. Kursite and Okodugha, Sarson and I think it's Chantel guarding her. So yeah, it's a good fun matchups this is going to be.
Emanuel-Carr kept it alive, only for Okodugha to snag, and Okodugha underneath. Good finish off the right hand. She is ace.
Oh, we've got buzzers going on.
Buzzers going on.
All sorts of chaos in Brixton. No idea what's going on.
Substitutions are
timeout
taking place.
Clock stopped.
Clock has stopped. I think that was just to maybe get caught up with substitutions, because that happened in a hurry. Chinwe Iwunze and Beth Sarson sitting down. Who's come for them? Kyla Nelson and Eze Oyeyemi have checked in for those two. So 2 entirely different 5s on the floor. Go on.
Exactly. You've got bench 5s for both teams on the floor. So this is potentially what Diamond are trying to do, staggered lineups a little bit. So you've got Bishop, Gayle, Phelan, Okodugha and Chantel.
Chantel Charles, for those uninitiated.
So yeah, little bit of confusion, but we're back underway. 8-4 Diamond lead.
Diamond looking to extend it with Chantel Charles on the outside. She's been picked up by Kyla Nelson. Wide open triple. Doesn't go. As Emanuel-Carr went flying. Not entirely sure what happened to her. Georgia Gayle kicks it underneath. That's a great find. Okodugha not able to finish. Oyeyemi with some really solid defense. Kursite.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Kursite, Okodugha going at it, but Esther can't finish from left. Obviously had a really strong All-Star Classic, but Diamond out on the break.
Good find underneath to Tyra Phelan. You expect her to finish there. She's headed stateside. Oh my, that's a triple. Kim Wilkes.
And you can just feel it in the gym. This game feels a little bit more intense, a little bit more on it. As Gayle and Okodugha again in the pick and roll, beautiful.
So Okodugha not able to finish that time. Bishop, Welsh International, really battling away there. Kyla Nelson puts it high off the glass. Chantel Charles coming the other way with it. Chantel Charles going downhill.
Anyone want to make a layup? Anyone in the gym?
I mean, yeah, both sides are getting to their spot. They're getting the looks they want. Melita Emanuel-Carr off the mark with 3. Eleanor Bishop gets the rebound.
That's a big box out by Bishop. We know how good the offensive rebounding Emerald have had all tournament long, so big box out.
Absolutely. As Phelan, she's off the mark from the painted area. Again, you can feel that tension. Everybody's a little on edge. The players, those in attendance. As that's been picked off by Eleanor Bishop. So a couple of defensive stands from her.
Yeah, Bishop making the move. As Gayle gets the contact. It's a big finish. Georgia Gayle, beautiful off the dribble with the hesitation. Kursite couldn't stay in front. And that's what Georgia Gale's done so well, is she's become more and more of an interior threat.
She's heading to the stripe for one more. Georgia Gayle, as Bishop and Phelan sit down. Mokoka sets in for the first time, the Cobham Cobras, and Ellie Maidman.
Yeah, Mokoka getting to play NBL D1 or WNBL D1 next season. Cobham won the 2 promoted teams.
That's a drive from Kyla Nelson, puts it in off the glass.
Bread and butter, Kyla Nelson going to that left, being physical, finishing through contact.
Maidman. There's Gayle on the outside. Georgia Gayle turns the corner, stop and pop. Good finish.
That pick and roll is causing issues. Okodugha missed a couple on the interior. The first one they got a switch, but that matchup is really working for Diamond now, so keep an eye on it.
Oh, long 2. Melita Emanuel-Carr puts it down. 11 plays 13. Diamond in the lead underneath. Okodugha. Yes, that's more like it from her.
And that was just mismatched communication. Emerald just left it wide open underneath, so pretty sloppy defense.
11-15. Kyla Nelson kicks it to the wing with Emanuel-Carr. Tries to send it inside to Kursite. Got to get the shot away. Emanuel-Carr. Screen is set by Oyeyemi. Now she drives to the rack.
Yeah, good defense.
Mokoka with the strong denial defense.
I'm amazed that's not a 24.
And that is the 24.
You got to go if you got to get a shot out of your diamond. Yeah, Chantel realised it. We've got 10 seconds left.
Georgia Gayle pushing the tempo for her side. Chantel Charles. A little bit of a...
No, Maidman slipped. Maidman was on the back cut and she slipped to the floor. So right read, just unfortunate for Maidman, but what a quarter that was, Daz.
That's absolutely flown by Michael Hansen-Morris. It is 11-15 in favour of Diamond. How do you feel about talking through the break?
Yeah, let's do it. It's a final.
It is absolutely, and it feels like a final. Both these teams have come to play in a big way. What have you seen so far?
Ultimately, kind of missed opportunities for Diamond. Up 4, feels like it should be up 6, 8 points. A couple of missed bunnies. Obviously, Emerald have missed a couple as well, but you look at it, 8 shots to 13, that's the difference. Rebounding and turnovers. Diamond yet to turn it over. Emerald 3 turnovers, and if you don't get shots, you're never going to score. So for Emerald, they've really got to tidy that up at that end and looking after the ball and trying to find some good looks.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about Amanda Okodugha, and you know, we'll talk more about her during the game, no doubt. But 50% from the field last week, 50% from 3 also. It's been a little bit down so far today, but she's still, like you said, that pick and roll action is really causing some problems.
Yeah, she's got 5 points. She probably wants one of those back, but again, she doesn't take many bad shots. I was lucky enough. She's got family based in London, but been overseas for the last 4 or 5 years as a pro. So got to work her out last summer a little bit, and she's really added to the game. It's trying to have some more reads. She'll be disappointed with a couple of finishes, but she's really smart. And you can kind of see that physical big. It can cause some interior issues with no MJ Sarkodee-Adoo. For Emerald, it's can Kursite, can Davies kind of match up with that consistently. So it'll be interesting. But for Emerald, you're in the game. You haven't had a great quarter. So it'll be interesting to see, and kind of Beth Sarson, Melita Emanuel-Carr, 2 of your better offensive weapons, been quiet so far.
So we are back underway. 10 minutes of this first half remaining. Gets the separation, Esbrand, and puts it home from the left elbow. Really nice finish. Yeah,
nice by Monique. Just got a lot of comfort. Hasn't played a lot of basketball this season, more beyond the coaching side, but having that 3x3 will really help her.
Kyla Nelson's triple attempt is just short, and then long rebound into the hands of Kat Goldsby. Little 2-player action with Maidman. Shot pass, not entirely sure. Kyla Nelson, though, very happy to take it the other way. That's been stolen by Monique Esbrand. That was a really good play on defense by Esbrand. She was super impressive last time out also.
Yeah, good rotation down, saw it as Belle-Mbaye going to try and go to work.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Deborah Somoye, yes, Deborah Somoye was claiming it. It'll be a 1 shot for 2.
Not sure if they gave it on her or Kursite. I didn't quite see it.
No, I didn't get clear look at the official either. As it's somewhat elementary at this point, as it doesn't go. As Beth Sarson putting on the burners. As she's travels. Kat Goldsby, like all of us, were wondering where the foul was.
Yeah,
and it wasn't.
Yeah, Sarson just lost the handle trying to get downhill to that favoured left hand. But Kat Goldsby, we've seen it all the time in WNBL 1, how good she is on the defensive end, and it's a matchup she'll relish.
Super strong two-way player, Kat Goldsby. Gets to her spot, tried to send through Belle-Mbaye, passed just a fraction ahead of where she'd really want it. Kyla Nelson to stop and pop, no good from outside. And there's a foul on the play. So who's coming out? I think Kim Wilkes is going to sit down, replaced by Chinwe Iwunze. And we've got 3 changes. Tyra Phelan, Vanessa Akra and Modiegi Mokoka coming in for Modiegi Mokoka.
I think, yeah, trying to, again, this is the difference. Shakila Jones is helping out, trying to sort balance out with 12 players, trying to get everyone court time. Difficult. We found that in the All-Star Classic as well. I was coaching with Lee Davey. It was like we had to be so planned on what we wanted to do. Everyone should be on this court in this occasion. You don't want to have someone playing 2-3 minutes. So
absolutely.
Trying to find that balance is difficult.
Gamavaz off the mark from outside.
That's a terrific job by Sarson and Kursite. Multiple efforts to keep the ball alive, and Kursite going to bring it forward and initiate offense.
That's a good drive from Sarson, though. Couldn't quite gather with her left hand to put the ball quite where she wanted on the finish.
Yeah, it's almost like the ball slipped out of her hand.
As Tyra Phelan driving in. He cut inside for the shot. More used to seeing her. She was in the corner there as Esbrand. No good from the mid-range. Akra finds Phelan. Phelan just off the mark from the elbow.
Right shots, just couldn't quite get the finish twice by Phelan.
Absolutely.
And again, it's a higher quality game than the scoreboard suggests. We're just not getting some finishes. It's Kursite with a beautiful backdoor.
Couldn't go. Kursite gets it on the second attempt. Fouled in the act of shooting. She's going to the line to add one more. Fouled by 7.
Esbrand?
That is...
Yeah, Monique Esbrand.
Monique Esbrand.
And I'll tell you what, I have no idea how Kursite finished that. She was down in between 3 players and kind of got hit on the rebound and had the strength to put it up and make it as well. Great 3-point play for the youngster from Kola.
As that goes, and I mean, you took the words out of my mouth there. There's a reason that she's been such a key part of Kola's success in the last couple of seasons and is making her way stateside.
Yeah, late opportunity for her, and I guess again, got to coach her at the All-Star Classic about a month ago and she was terrific. I thought she was a little bit lucky not to get MVP. It was a tough decision for everyone.
That's a held ball, Kyla Nelson.
There you go, Kyla, playing defense.
Real strong stuff against Kat Goldsby. I can't believe you're talking like that to Kyla Nelson, as Kyla Nelson stays in the game. Jess Davies from the baseline, can't get it to go. Kat Goldsby leaves 2 in her wake, kicks it over to Phelan. Phelan puts up the triple into the hands of Goldsby. Good ball movement. Esbrand is just short on the attempt as well. And now Chinwe Iwunze, she's got a lane. She's a heck of a sprinter, driving through contact, going to the stripe.
Yeah, it's where Chinwe's so great is in transition. Just being able to body up, create some room, and again we'll see multiple subs coming out of Sarson and Nelson. Going to take a breather for Emerald.
Phelan's taken a seat for Diamond, as is Monique Esbrand, as is Kat Goldsby is taking a break. Iwunze puts down the 1 for 2. And Monique Esbrand, 2 fouls she sits down on. Gayle puts up the shot. Again, just off the mark. And that's been batted away by Melita Emanuel-Carr.
Potentially a little bit of contact.
If the ref don't call it, I don't see it. That's not true at all, but referees happy with the play. That's Modiegi Mokoka. Now that was a lot of contact there.
You can tell those two have trained and played together all year. Modiegi Mokoka read that textbookly, going to the right, just couldn't quite get there in time, was Tiwa Roberts, but great idea.
Tiwa Roberts not bothering to use her hands there. She goes to try and pick the pocket of Melita Emanuel-Carr, kicks it to the flank. 3 balls on the way. No good from Bishop.
Oh, good defense by Davies. Okodugha tried to fake going left, but came back to the right, and Davies read it perfectly. One of the best shot blockers in WNBL for Brent.
One of the reasons that Brent have been so successful in their first 2 seasons of WNBL D1 life. As Tiwa Roberts, I don't think Gayle got anything on that, but she certainly would have had an impact. As Gamavaz, a little bit short on her attempt. Akra kicks it to the top. Good ball movement inside now.
Yeah,
everyone's got a touch. Bishop, a little too strong on the triple.
Yeah, it's just not quite falling for either team from downtown.
Tiwa Roberts, what's she thinking about now? Finds Iwunze. Iwunze, drive, kick, Davis, triple. Nothing but nets.
Yeah,
Jess Davies.
And that's Davies' strength, always has been the 3, able to draw the defense in. She's got a bit of a favourable matchup in terms of perimeter play, so you can see with Diamond trying to play through the post.
Okodugha, not fouled. Melita Emanuel-Carr puts it home.
And again, you look at the score and go 19-all. Maybe it's not the best game of basketball. This has been fun.
No, this has been brilliant. This has been such a fun game. As Oyeyemi not able to finish. Akra putting on the pressure there. And now Gayle flying up the floor in the paint. Floats it home. Good for 2.
Yeah, and that's where Gayle's game's really developed. That transition element, being able to go to a floater there on the 4-on-3. Good execution by the Sheffield Hatter.
Under a minute and a half left in the first half, and Davis is fouled by one of any number of players there.
Pick a number, any number.
There you go. It was Eleanor Bishop.
The 2 friends. And that's the best thing about this program. You've got a lot of people that good friends with each other, getting to play over the summer, play against each other as well, have a little bit of a mismatch. So you can see a lot of smiles on the floor as well as we go.
That's good. The 1 for 2. Absolutely. It's played in a great spirit, but a competitive spirit nonetheless. As that's kicked back to the top. Good ball movement.
Yeah, great seal.
So fouled by Jess Davies. She's going to go to the stripe to shoot 1 for 2.
Yeah, it's a huge seal. She had Davies. The ball got swung over, and she was just able to rotate and keep Davies on the back, and she was wide open waiting for it and nowhere to go on the defensive end, and it makes the free throw.
Okodugha putting it down, so shot clock is off. 15 to shoot. Tiwa Roberts driving inside.
If they're going to call it on the floor, you've got to go here.
End line, so 5 seconds. Foul on 10.
No one's there to inbound the ball.
Nobody, like you say, and time will expire. So at the end of the first half, it's Team Diamond. They continue their lead, but it has been clipped. It's 21 to Emerald, 23 for Diamond. We are going to be back in 1 minute's time. Don't go anywhere. The Hoopsfix Pro-Am Summer League 2024 Women's Final continues in just a moment. Welcome back to the Hoopsfix Pro-Am Summer League 2024 Women's Final, live from the Brixton Recreation Centre. Mikey, what a game we are being treated to. Team Emerald, they are down by 2 to Team Diamond, 21-23. How have we got here, and what has stood out to you on the stat sheet?
First one to find making consistent open looks. Neither team have finished well around the rim. I think Diamond are probably a little bit deeper, a little bit more talented, but right now they've just not found anything yet to make a three in the first half either. They found some success in the pick and roll, but what else can you get secondary offense? And for Emerald, they've done a good job hanging around, but it's like, how do you create for your best players? Emanuel-Carr, Sarson have been really quiet so far in that first half. So what can you do to get them going? Find something a little bit more comfortable for them. Maybe it's, can you get a stop or two, get out in transition? But it feels like neither team are really, they're both teams are trying to push, but we've not really got a lot in transition.
Yeah, what was I thinking then? I was thinking Beth Sarson, she's not taken a single 3-point shot yet. Yeah, but that to me doesn't. But her
game's evolved where she's been a lot more drive heavy. She didn't have a great year shooting it for Oaklands this year. She's become a lot more drive heavy. But again, it feels like, again, she's someone that in this team needs to be shooting 8-9 shots, you'd argue. Obviously, they've got a lot of talent, but again, Melita Emanuel-Carr also felt quiet. So it's like, can you get those to a couple more touches? Because the likes of Chinwe, Jess Davies are going to take the looks enough and good enough looks to keep the scoreboard ticking over. But who's going to really thrust yourself forward? It's not really you don't expect the winner to score 45 points. It's 23-21 at half. You're more thinking who's going to get to 55, maybe even 60 to win this game. So like, where's that offense coming from?
Yeah, Diamond in particular have not been shy in scoring. They had, 179 points for them in the group matchups. And then how many did they score last time by? 60 to 49.
This is interesting. I think they've saved this for the second half. I think Shaquilla Joseph's gone with what she thinks is her best five. So I think they've rotated a lot in the first half. They're now going to try and come out and make a statement. So it's going to be really interesting what Emerald do here. Do they try and go top heavy as well, or do they keep going 5 for 5?
Everybody has had relatively equal minutes. I think that's fair to say. You know, just off eye test. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. Like you say, are we going to see, like, you know, the two death lineups now?
No.
Okay, talk to me.
Well, you've got Melita Emanuel-Carr sitting on the bench, Jess Davies sitting on the bench, probably two of your top three scorers. So for Emerald, it's going to be a lot more defense. But again, they've also got some better matchups here because Diamond have gone a little bit big heavy. No real kind of Vanessa Akra normally plays a 4, can play the 3. So there's not a lot of shooting on the floor for Diamond, but they've got matchups so both teams will like. But what I will say is this is going to be a barn burner 20 minutes.
Absolutely, and we're glad to have you with us. We're back underway, the second half of our women's final, and Georgia Gayle gets us off to a hot start.
Again, straight off the pick and roll. That combination of pick and roll, Emerald have to find a solution for, because Diamond are just going to keep running it.
Good ball moving on the outside. Oyeyemi sends it in, a foul. Georgia Gayle with the stare of stares.
Yeah, not happy, but again, it got caught by they switched to pick and roll, so it was a little bit of a mismatch and trying to scramble back to it. So
Kursite battling away with, oh, that's been stolen by Goldsby. And a foul, just a regular foul on the floor, called against red 1. That is Deborah Somoye.
Yeah, Goldsby again, huge on the defensive end. Need to double check how many steals she's got, but even if she's not been credited with all the steals, it feels like she's got her hands in the passing lane a ton.
It's that matchup that you've been looking forward to. Foul by Kursite on Amanda Okodugha.
Yeah, and again, just trying to go to where their strengths are. Georgia Gayle in that pick and roll. Okodugha in the paint, just trying to seal, use her body. Really tough matchup for Kursite, and free throws really important. Neither team have missed. Just one miss from Eleanor Bishop actually so far. Both teams have shot it well from the line.
21 plays 27. 3 balls on the way Just a bit too strong, Kyla Nelson, that time.
Yeah, it looked good. We were right behind that from the comms position. Looked great for Nelson, but
it really did out of the hand.
But what she gets is a steal on the other end.
It was very clean play there from Nelson, as that's out of the hands of Deborah Somoye.
Yeah, and again, they're the little ones in the final, trailing by 6. You've got to be spot on with. Pass was a little high from Sarson. She knows Samoye's not really a shooter, so she's going to hit on the cut. So, and again, this pick and roll.
Georgia Gayle driving in, kicks to the top. It's Goldsby, puts up the triple, and that's just off to the left. Had a hand in her face from Kyla Nelson. As Beth Sarson gets to the perimeter, step back, pass to the wing to driving Samoye. Oyeyemi from the corner.
Right shot, wrong person. That's not really her strength. She's much more adept on the cut and stuff. But nice to see her be able to step out and take it when she can.
Yeah, yet to make a 3. The Reading Rockets player. Former TVC, of course. That's down low. Oh, rejection by Kursite.
Yeah, huge defensive play, and she got some encouragement off the bench. Smile on the way past.
But now Emerald needs to convert it into a basket. They are yet to score in the period, as that's stolen away by Vanessa Akra. Kicked forward. Goldsby with the finish. The assist, Georgia Gayle. And Gayle steals it again. Over the timeline she goes, waiting for reinforcements. Goldsby cutting underneath. Down low into the mid-range. Skips it to the top. Chantel Charles. Still Charles. Oh, goes behind the back. Floated her way through. It can't go, the finish.
Oh, Chantel, what are you doing to us? That would have been one of the highlights from the entire Pro-Am. Beautiful round the back dribble to create room.
3 balls on the way, but Sarson can't go. Good rebound, Oyeyemi. Didn't get the finish. Didn't get it on the second attempt either. Tries to keep it in play. It will not be in play, and a timeout has been taken by Team Emerald. They trail 21-29 with 5:51 left in the third period of play. Michael Hanson-Morris, we're going to take a quick moment. Please, you have the floor.
Charles, please, can we replay that and just make the layup? That was a beautiful move, but again, it's the defensive effort from Diamond right now. They're really starting to be locked in on coverage and making it difficult, and the timing of Team Emerald isn't quite there. You can see a couple of sloppy turnovers. The Sarson to Samoye connection wasn't quite there, and that's what they're going to need to claw themselves back into the game, just to be a little bit more crisp. And again, you kind of expect to see Melita Emanuel-Carr get some court time sometime soon, because the team really need a little bit of just leadership from the point guard spot right now, and then just try, again, keep the ball movement. Both teams are moving the ball fairly well, but can you hit the second and the third side? It's what coaches talk about. Obviously, these teams playing with each other, but all of these players have got that basketball IQ built into them. Can they start to do that for Emerald to climb into this game?
Well, we're going to find out. Changes have come for Team Emerald. Chinwe Iwunze is on the floor, as is Tiwa Roberts, Jess Davies, and Melita Emanuel-Carr.
Yeah, not quite a 5-in, 5-out, but not far off.
Yeah, Esther Kursite has remained on the floor. She's the only one to remain. Esbrand, Belle-Mbaye, and Modiegi Mokoka have checked in for the team in black uniforms. That is Team Diamond, and they are the team in the lead. They are the team unbeaten so far in the Pro-Am. We will see if that remains the way in just over 15 minutes of court time. Esbrand bringing it up the floor.
Oh, Miss Georgia Gayle.
Gamavaz.
It was Belle-Mbaye with a great screen for Gayle, left her wide open.
Belle-Mbaye puts it up, doesn't go, and a rebound from Kursite. Now she starts to turn inside. There's runners ahead of her. Finds Jess Davies, finds Chinwe Iwunze.
I think Belle-Mbaye
First attempt, second attempt doesn't go. It's kick to the top. That's a 3 ball. And it's off the mark right from Emanuel-Carr.
Yeah, that's the one. It's the one Emerald need, a wide open look for Melita Emanuel-Carr.
Esbrand driving in, couldn't finish. Again, she's been a dangerous customer all tournament long as Chinwe Iwunze. Almost not entirely sure what to do with it at that time. Looking for Kursite. Kursite trying to battle her way inside. The double comes to fade away. No good, and
they're going to call Esbrand
on Esbrand.
That's tough.
Okay, wrap on rebound is the incredibly clear call. So Monique Esbrand picks up her 3rd personal foul.
That's a shame, 'cause
team foul.
That was great defense. Good read by Georgia Gayle. And
as Georgia Gayle steals it from Chinwe Iwunze. Iwunze driving back, but Gayle puts it home.
Yeah, Georgia Gayle all over the impact defensively. Should have had a couple more assists as well.
Kursite battling away on Mbaye, couldn't finish, went high off the glass, stays down after the contact. Esbrand inside to Belle-Mbaye. Belle-Mbaye with a lefty finish, doesn't go into the hands of Melita Emanuel-Carr. 2 changes coming. We're going to see Kim Wilkes and Deborah Somoye checking in next time by. As floats it up off the backboard out into the hands of Modiegi Mokoka. It's a 10-point ball game. And that is good for 2 more, Gamavaz.
Yeah.
She had the 2-on-1.
Diamond just executing. It wasn't a great shot, but Gamavaz got it to go.
3 ball off the mark from Tiwa Roberts. As Georgia Gayle gets the rebound over the timeline. Scanning the floor ahead of her. Okodugha with the screen. The 3 ball from Esbrand is no good. Emanuel-Carr.
Gonna have to watch in 8 seconds here.
Yeah, they're gonna have to hustle over the timeline. Chinwe Iwunze has no problem catching up to that ball. Chinwe Iwunze driving through, a lot of contact in there. Legal. Iwunze can't quite believe it. As Modiegi Mokoka checks into the contest, replacing Amanda Okodugha. And yep, Emerald yet to score in this period.
And it doesn't feel like they've had a ton of opportunities either. Feels like the defense from Diamond's really stepped up a notch.
They've had a couple of looks, but like you say, not too brilliant looks, as that was a good steal by Mokoka. Gayle, triple, doesn't go. And Chinwe Iwunze taking it the other way. Has to be careful with Gamavaz around. Little 2-player action underneath. That's more like it. Chinwe Iwunze puts it in. 10-point ball game.
Yeah, and that's where we said it in the first half. That's where she's great, is on the break, that decision making. This time give and go, get it back. But what you can't do is fall asleep at that end.
Cannot give Georgia Gayle, player of her caliber, an open look from outside. They got lucky that time. Somoye short on the triple. Jess Davies keeps it alive just. Back to Somoye, inside to Iwunze. Iwunze gets the finish. Headed to the stripe. She's going to try and add 1 more. Foul called on Modiegi Mokoka.
Yeah, and talk about probably the player who's had the biggest impact on our team all postseason consistently is Iwunze, and there 4, hopefully 5 quick points in a row to try and claw her team back into this much needed points. This game's not done at 8.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. 1 minute left in the 3rd period of play. The and 1 play does not go. Mokoka has it. It's with Tyra Phelan. Tyra Phelan making her way inside. Sent off inside to Belle-Mbaye. Belle-Mbaye didn't get it on the 2nd attempt or the 3rd attempt. Outside, Phelan triple. Just short. Neither side able to hit from outside. Chinwe Iwunze has that step by Esbrand, and that's going to be a foul. Is it a foul and then some?
You've got to watch the clock though again.
So it's just a regular blocking foul on the floor by Deborah Somoye. Clock stays ticking.
It's fine. You got plenty of time to get the ball in. Last shot.
Over the top to Goldsby as
now you don't. Now you've got to go.
Iwunze goes down, stays down. 4th foul.
Oh, she's
on
down. So
Goldsby.
stop the clock. Well, the referee's asked to stop the clock. The clock didn't stop, but
so that's going to do it after 3 periods of play. Emerald, they are still trailing 25-33 against Diamond.
And Kat Goldsby's shaken up on the play.
That was a coming together there. And where's Chinwe?
Yeah, she's up and sitting down.
She is.
And it'd be interesting if you're Emerald, you kind of haven't strung your best 5 on court together yet. You'd probably expect with this group to see Sarson, Iwunze, Nelson, Davis, Emanuel-Carr probably is the 5 you'd probably go with, but you haven't seen a lot of them, not even times where you've seen all 3 of like Emanuel-Carr, Davis, Sarson all play together. This is probably the time you have to roll the dice down 8, go for it, because again, you've got so many people trying to balance minutes early on, but this is the time, 4th quarter down 8, you've got to go for it.
Absolutely, it's winning time. It is winning time here in Brixton. It's the Hoopsfix Pro-Am Summer League 2024. It's the women's final. We've got 10 minutes to go. It is 33-25 in favour of the team in the black uniforms, Diamond. What have we got in store for you next after this one? It's the men's final. Slated tip time is 16:45. It's going to be a bit after that, but just make sure that you're following us on the YouTube channel. Functional are taking on Ankh in a, well, if you think this has been good and exciting, the men's game is going to be more of the same.
Well, I've just realised on the stats, I was about to do stats leads with you, the names don't match the jerseys, so we're going to have to backtrack on what we think. So Georgia Gayle has 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. And I can see you trying to think through this, Dad, so I've only just noticed it. So
you work this one out.
And obviously we'll get them fixed afterwards for people following at home. So it's like, that doesn't quite match with what my appreciation of the game was. So
yeah, true.
Some of it now makes a little bit more sense. Emmanuel Okodugha has 8 points. Monique Esbrand 4, Kat Goldsby 4. And as for Emerald, Jess Davies with 7 points. Chinwe Iwunze with 8 points. So again, we'll get those updated. And we had Kat Goldsby shooting a free throw.
And the free throw does not go, so...
Oh, I think they were in team fouls to end the quarter. So...
well, there you go.
After the buzz, they realised it, so now they're going to do it. So, free throw no good, so we are an 8-point game at the end of 3. Just a bit of an odd passage, but I suppose here we go for quarter number 4, Daz.
There we go. Winning time, 10 minutes to play.
And this is the group I was talking about. Davies, Nelson, Emanuel-Carr, Sarson all on together with a point guard in Roberts. So this is probably, I'd argue, one of the stronger lineups for Emerald, so it's go time for them.
Kicks out to a wing. Jess Davies from 3. Sinks it from the corner.
Yeah, saw a knockdown one this side in the first half. Can't leave her open on the 3-point line, Jess Davies.
Absolutely not. 5-point contest. On the outside, Tara Phelan finds Kat Goldsby. Good to see her back in the contest. Puts up the triple. It's short into the hands of Melita Emanuel-Carr. Kyla Nelson driving, kicks to the corner. Oh, Beth Sarson gets them jumping off their feet. Puts it home. 3-point game out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's a relatively weak group for Diamond. I mean, there's not many bad players on the floor, but
Esbrand puts that down.
But yeah, it's not that group that started that we think is what they wanted to go to. You've got Bishop and Maidman to come in as well as Nelson lines it up. Back iron, but another good look for Emerald, and they feel like they're starting to get some confidence.
Good. Oh, a little stop and pop off the mark from Mokoka. That's a drive and a half. Tiwa Roberts doesn't make a single mistake.
Timeout, I believe.
And
yeah,
timeout has been taken by Team Emerald. What do you make of that call?
I think, yeah, again, you've got to play matchups. It's quarter number 4. They've come out, it's what we saw at the start of the third. Diamond came out with their best group. Emerald weren't matched up. Diamond gone and run. start of quarter number 4, Emerald have got their best group on the floor. Diamond aren't there. Emerald go on a run. So maybe now, again, it's difficult with players coaching. I mean, obviously, Shaquille Joseph helping out. But, yeah, you've got to get those matchups right down the stretch.
So, it's a 3-point ball game. 32 plays 35. Diamond, they have been in lead throughout the entire contest pretty much. And they start to really grow. It felt like a fairly commanding lead. They won the last period 10-4.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 12-point lead. 12-point lead down to 3. So it's really interesting. And again, changes being rung. So it's Bishop, Maidman, Goldsby, Esbrand and Akra. And a couple of changes for Emerald as well. So Davies, quick 3 and out.
Maidman heads straight to the corner.
As Oyeyemi checks in, I want to keep calling a list. Obviously, a lot of people will know her as Alicia List, but married in the off-season. Congratulations to her.
3 ball does not go. As Akra on the outside, Bishop skips it over. Maidman from the mid-range. Just a little bit off to the left there, Ellie Maidman. As Sarson driving forward, has Oyeyemi underneath. Gets it back in the corner, Sarson. Kicks it to the top. Kyla Nelson puts up the triple. Just short by millimetres.
She's frustrated with that, but it's the right shot.
Oh, 100%. She had the room. She's a good shooter. We know that. You have to go for it.
And we've got presentations as well after this game, so make sure you stay with us before the men's final as well. MVP is going to be tough.
Underneath, as that's batted around, puts up. As foul called, red 6. With the wrap.
You know what? That feels identical to the one we had here that we were surprised about in quarter number 3, the one that went against...
Gamma Vaz, was it?
Yeah, Gamma Vaz. That almost feels identical.
So you're saying we have consistency? Esbrand on the outside, to the top. Has a shooter in the corner in Maidman if they can get it over to on this left side. Esbrand driving in, Nelson with the denial, bats it away. Tiwa Roberts in transition, though great defense by Maidman. Sarson had Emanuel-Carr, still has Emanuel-Carr, no longer has Emanuel-Carr, that's out of bounds.
Kyla Nelson with a huge rejection. It was a strong drive by Esbrand going to her left, but Nelson got her feet in front, raised up. Huge a block for the former FIU Panther. And it's nice to see her on court. Had some fun in the commentary booth with her this year, obviously calling the Euro Cup for Lions, but it's great to see her back on the court as well.
Triple's on the way. No good. Maidman battling away. That's gone out of bounds. It's going to stay with... Oh, that's interesting. It's going to stay with Team Diamond.
Yeah, but a couple of good looks for Bishop. Normally so fluid from the three-point line. Hasn't quite got one to go yet, but you give her another one, she'll make no mistake.
Akra turned the corner well there. Couldn't quite elevate enough with the finish. And Akra has it on the outside again. That's going to be turned over. And Kyla Nelson out in transition. And it's a 1-point contest. 34 plays 35.
Yeah, and Shaquila's going to go with that group. She's starting to pull people up and go. And Chantel Charles didn't want to go in, but Kyla Nelson making plays down the stretch as Esbrand nearly loses the handle.
Just 2 points in this period. As the 3 goes, that's no good.
Never mind 2 points in the period, it's a 1-point game all of a sudden.
Absolutely. As Akra can't get the fadeaway to go, Emanuel-Carr pulls down the rebound, slowing things down, gets by Goldsby.
Oh, that's
Emanuel-Carr, that's a huge block. Charge.
Great defense. Great defense by Esbrand to get in front, read it, textbook, and both referees with the whistle. And credit to the crew. Right decision by Emanuel-Carr, but better defense. And again, 4 minutes to go. Shaquille Joseph goes to this power group. Gayle, Charles, Esbrand, Okodugha, Goldsby to finish. So,
a friend of you and mine calls those momentum plays, those charges, as that's been tipped into the path of Chinwe Iwunze. Iwunze gets to the elbow, didn't want to shoot it. It's on the outside now.
yeah, Melita's going to have to do a lot of heavy handling for Emerald right now. They've got a lot of that group that had success on the floor. Great
Cut
pass.
Goldsby finds Georgia Gayle on the outside, rattles around. It was halfway down. The crowd tell you how it finished.
Yeah, and you could hear them reacting. This game is going down the wire. This is going to be fun as Goldsby.
Foul in there. That's going to be... Oh, foul.
Not a number one. There isn't a number one.
That must have been on Kat Goldsby. That's the only person it could be. But yeah, I did not see a clear indication of a six.
Yeah, I think the table are asking as well. I think the table are talking about it to our left.
But I think it's pretty safe to say who that was on. 34 plays 35, 3:30 to play. Has it been low scoring? Yes. Has it been a really entertaining game of basketball? Also yes, as Melita Emanuel-Carr heads to the bench. And Kursite gives them the lead for the first time.
That's tough. Big play down the stretch.
As Kursite, I think that was got a hand in there. It may have been Davis.
It's interesting. Emanuel-Carr took a breather. Nelson was thinking about a sub. Emanuel-Carr's like, give me one more possession. This last 2 minutes is going to be interesting.
Yeah, 3 minutes to play in the contest. 1 point game. 3 balls on the way. Georgia Gayle, it's short into the hands of Esther Kursite. Can they get a small amount of breathing room? Deborah Somoye kicks it to Chinwe Iwunze. She does well to keep that in bounds. Screen is set. It's still Iwunze on the outside. Picked up by Charles. Sends it in. That's been turned over though.
Great defense. Charles ahead of the pack too, but she's...
Keeps it alive. Only as far as Somoye off the feet. And out of play.
Great hustle by Charles. Threw it in with a wing and a prayer. And the prayer, Somoye was just not able to catch it, but had a great look.
It really worked as Gayle driving in. She's fouled in the act of shooting. Going to the line. She's going to shoot. Ooh, 1 for 2.
Yeah.
Wilkes sits down. Beth Sarson checks in. I didn't see clearly who that was on. I think it was Kursite. But that is just a very educated guess.
Right, so we stop clock. 2 minutes to go.
You are not wrong.
So they're gonna, what they're gonna do? They're gonna.
So I think this is still going to be 1. I think this is still 1 for 2 because of when it was fouled, when she was fouled. Another change coming. Goldsby taking a break. Melita Emanuel-Carr checking into the ball game.
Goldsby's done a lot defensively. Hasn't quite got it going offensively though today.
Defense wins championships, buddy. 36 plays 37. 2 minutes to play.
So they went 1 worth 2. So big free throw for Gayle that, because wasn't going to get a second one to tie it up.
Jess Davies. Deborah Somoye driving in, still battling in, kicks it to Sarson on the outside.
Good defense by Gayle though.
Really good defense, stays with her, doesn't buy the head fake, kicks out. Kursite, long 2, doesn't go. Jess Davies keeps it alive, Kursite gets it back in. The shot doesn't go. That's a foot out of bounds. It's going to stay with Team Emerald. 1:30 on the clock. The clock is stopped. 36 plays 37.
And they were unlucky. That was a big shot clock violation, but got away with it down the stretch. Kursite trying to clinch an MVP. Had a huge bucket a minute ago. Sarson throws it away though, and that's Chantel Charles, as easy as you like.
That's a huge moment, and that's timeout. Melita Emanuel-Carr, as soon as that ball was out of hand, was to the table asking for timeout. It's you see what Beth Sarson was looking for. She saw Jess Davies starting to make a move. Unfortunately, Jess Davies started to drive towards the basket as that pass came across, and maybe a bit too much sauce on it, Michael Anton-Morris.
No, Davies cut at the wrong time. That point you've got to stay and be a safety. Davies made the gamble play and Sarson had nowhere to go with it. So I think she was assuming that's normally your safe lighthouse, is a long pass over the top to a big. That time not quite on the same page. But again, that's what happens, no coaching, no practice. You get these miscommunications, but you're okay. You're only down 3, but Yeah, this is where you need to get your right group in.
So, and who is the 5th member of this group? It is Melita Emanuel.
Melita wants to get Kyla Nelson in. She's trying to talk it over. They're going to try and work
who
it
is going to step off the floor?
I would think I don't know. Do you go one big or two? Or Kyla's going to stay on the bench. Yeah, Kyla's going to stay on the bench.
Staying on the bench.
So, Gamavaz, Gayle, Esbrand, Okodugha and Charles, Davies, Samoye, Emanuel-Carr, Kursite and Sarson are the 10 on court.
As that's been stolen by Esbrand or sipped away by Esbrand.
But shot clock's going to be low because it's 14.
Takes over the timeline. 3 ball. Oh, halfway down for Emanuel-Carr.
Press.
Pressure comes. Foul. No. Chantel Charles still with it.
Big
Gets it ahead to Gayle. That's a fine finish, Georgia Gayle.
Yeah, it's a great pass, Georgia Gayle.
1 minute to play. Emanuel-Carr sends up the early 3.
Yeah, that was forced.
That's a long play over the top for Malen Gamavaz.
Yeah, they're telling to kill the clock, which is smart. I wonder if keep the ball moving. They're going to call.
Someone hits the deck. And that's an offensive foul.
They're going to call it on Okodugha for trying to seal Kursite and knocking it to the deck. So Nelson in for Samoye, a little bit more shooting. You got plenty of time though. With 46 seconds, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, but 5 points the difference. Like you say, plenty of time, but they need a relatively quick basket. They need a stop.
Great read.
The kick. The 3, it's off the mark, it's too deep. Jess Davies gets it underneath. Kyla Nelson, the triple is good. Kyla Nelson sinks the triple, and it's a 2-point game. 28.8 seconds left in it.
Emanuel-Carr don't need to foul.
Went with the foul. It's not the worst idea, I would suggest.
You had a 5-second differential.
Because you get that one foul out of the way.
But you now have to foul because the shot clock, you're getting you 24. So you've lost 3.5 seconds off shot clock, game clock. So get it into Gayle, and I imagine you foul. They tried to foul, but they nearly threw it away.
Chantel Charles has it. The
trap.
Double comes, and that stays with Team Diamond. 18.6. 2-point differential. Charles gets it inbound to Gray, and the foul comes from Emanuel-Carr. So it's going to be free throws. 2 shots coming up for Georgia Gayle. Gets the first to go. 3 points difference.
This is a big one because this makes it 2 possession. Akra's going to come in potentially for defense.
That does go.
Yeah, she's going to go. They're going to go a little bit smaller so they can switch everything. That's really smart.
Again, you don't assemble some of the top players in the country.
So, no timeout. You got chance to go here. One score and you're okay. No matter if it's a 2 or a 3. Davies was in the corner. Sarson's going to go left.
Sarson driving through, lays it up, lays it down. 7.1 on the clock. They need an immediate foul, and they've got it. Esbrand it will be to take it up. Esbrand with the game in her hands. 2 points the difference. Surely she makes them both. Does that ice it?
Yes, because you've got no timeout.
So the people in attendance.
Everyone wants her to miss. Everyone wants her to miss one. Maybe not some of the organisers with time, because I don't know if we want overtime. But
all right, so the first is off the mark. 7.1. It's going to be a 3-point game if it goes. No timeouts. Monique Esbrand. nets the second. It's a 3-point differential.
They're going to say they've got a timeout. I thought you only got 2, but hey, it's a final. We'll get away with it.
So timeout has been called. Team Emerald take the time. 41-44. 7.1 to play. So Michael Hansen-Morris, former WNBL D1 Coach of the Year, WNBL Cup winner, playoff winner. Who gets the shot?
I mean, you've got 3-4 shooters on the floor, so you're good with Davies, Sarson, Nelson, Emanuel-Carr all shooting it. I foul. I'm going to just put it out there. If I'm Diamond, I foul. 100%. You've got 2 fouls to give. Be aggressive. This is the problem though, because you've not got a coach. You're not going to get anything really articulated that's that good. So you haven't got something to draw out. You can see a lot of hand signals like hippity-jippity. You can see them talking it over, trying to work out what they're going to do. Kursite can make one too. She made one in the Classic down the stretch. I think it was our first 3 of the game. I think we started at 0 of 20. So Kursite can shoot it as well. So yeah, this is really interesting. It's interesting. Sarson's on the inbound. So you've got an option for her to inbound and get it back.
I wonder indeed.
So you got. The other thing is, if they score, Diamond have a timeout. So Diamond can advance the ball on a timeout. So
that would
they're just double checking fouls, which is probably smart to do.
The safe play.
Yeah, they're just clarifying they do have a timeout, so they do know on a score there will be a timeout, I assume.
So 3 points of difference, 7.1 seconds. Beth Sarson to inbound.
Elevator.
Has to get it in. Does not get past Elena Gamavaz, but no time off the clock.
I'll tell you what.
We go again.
Without a coaching board, that's a very well executed play. Now you've got to go to plan B.
It's at the top with Kursite. Kursite puts
Fouled.
it up.
They're going to give it. Oh, hold on. That could be
now,
3.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think that's 3.
That's what Sarson wants. 11 foul.
We know that.
Oh, foul on the floor. I tell you what, I love a knowledgeable crowd because they knew exactly what that meant. 4.6. The same situation.
Plenty of time.
3-point game. Yeah, heaps of time to get the shot away.
Watch Kursite and Emanuel-Carr. They're trying to set something up.
Kyla Nelson gets separation, steps out of bounds with 3 seconds to play. Do they call time to advance the ball? I don't think they're going to.
No, so you just have to get the ball in. Get the ball in and you win the game. Yeah, got it.
Georgia Gayle over the timeline. The foul doesn't come. Gayle puts it up, and that will do it. Team Diamond are your Hoopsfix Pro-Am Summer League 2024 Women's Final. Team Diamond have done it. They take the victory 41-44 over Team Emerald. What a contest, what a tournament. They have been flawless throughout, completely unbeaten. And now it's the small matter of the silverware and of deciding the game MVPs, Michael Hansen-Morris.
I mean, what a game, first of all. That had a little bit of everything. Got a feel for Kyla Nelson. She had a big game. A big 3 down the stretch, but stepped on the line when it to be honest, the way they defended it, that was going to be an almost impossible
really well defended. She didn't step on the line, she got forced onto the line.
Yeah. But yeah, you look at it, Nelson, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Esther Kursite had a couple of big buckets down the stretch, 5 points, 5 rebounds for one of her last games in the UK. Chinwe Iwunze, one of the contenders, I think, for MVP, because MVP is not just a game MVP, it's season MVP.
Yes.
We've talked about it you talked about it in the pre-game. She had a terrific game in the finals, so she's got consideration. On the other side, obviously for Emerald, Amanda Kuda, big game, 8. We think 8 points. It says only 1 rebound, but that's hard to believe. On the inside, Georgia Gayle, 17 points. What a huge output. And Monique Esbrand as well. Didn't quite get it to go, but a big 7 points. And Kat Goldsby, poor by her standards offensively, but I thought defensively
she was such a difference maker. And like I said to you on the commentary, as a wise person once said, defense wins championships. And that has been a big part of this one. Such a tight, low-scoring affair. But oh my word, was it drama, was it excitement all the way through. Diamond clinching it by 3, 44-41 over Emerald.
Yeah, that was a ball game. That had a little bit of everything as we get ready for the MVP and championship celebration. There's a lot of applause, a lot of hard work, and different people, different weeks stepped up. Obviously, last week you look at the absentees from this team. No Georgia Gayle, no Monique Esbrand. So that team came through convincingly last week. So you've got to give them some credit as we get ready for the presentation.
So Team Diamond are the champions. We're just waiting to see who the MVP is.
So MVP rules, mate, it's season MVP as we talked about, but got to play at least 3 weeks. So a couple of people discounted.
Absolutely. Georgia Gayle is the MVP for Team Diamond. Very, very little in the way of a surprise there. 51% from the stripe. 100% from the stripe, 51% from the floor, 60% from 3. She's averaged 19, 6 and 3 heading into today. She has been such a phenomenal competitor, and of course she has GB international talent here at the Pro-Am.
Yeah, 17 points today, huge. But again, the numbers don't quite match up with the impact she had. You say only one assist, and you like the amount of pick and roll looks she created with Okodugha. That partnership never played together. That really worked today, but Georgia Gayle really stepped up big, made some big pull-ups as well. And you always said the staple of the game down is her 3, and she didn't make one today, yet had 17 points. A leader as well, and it's really well deserved.
So that is the individual award dealt with, and now it's time for the big one. Coach Shaq is coming to go and get the trophy. So after 5 weeks of fantastic basketball action, the Hoopsfix Pro-Am Summer League 2024 women's competition has come to an end. And undefeated, unstoppable, undeniable, it's Team Diamond, the champions in 2024.
You can tell Shaq's done this before with Lions. She's trying to orchestrate a trophy lift.
The Hoopsfix Pro-Am Summer League 2024 women's champions are Team Diamond.
And you've got to give it, obviously, you can lose it in the roster. Everyone played, they all 12. So Melita Emanuel-Carr, Eleanor Bishop, Ellie Maidman, Yassin Belle-Mbaye, Georgia Gayle, Kat Goldsby, Monique Esbrand, Amanda Okodugha, Chantel Charles, Modiegi Mokoka, Vanessa Akra and Tyra Phelan. All 12 of them played a big role throughout the weeks.
Absolutely, they've all contributed to this victory. You don't win something like this just by turning up on one day, on one occasion. They've been here consistently throughout. They've all had their big moments with it today or in the previous weeks. They've been flawless, perfect, unstoppable right the way through. Now, we have one more game of the summer, and it's Functional taking on Ankh in the men's final, and it is coming up right after this in just a couple of minutes time. So thank you for joining us for the women's final. Make sure that you are subscribed, you are locked in, ready for what is going to be an incredible contest in the men's final.
And I think we've got an MVP interview with Georgia Gayle probably on deck as well, so stay with us on this stream as well, and you'll hear from the MVP, Georgia Gayle.
So that's going to wrap it up for us for right now. Your women's champion in 2024 with the final score of 41-44 over Emerald is Team Diamond.
Here we are with your Pro-Am season MVP, and it's Georgia Gayle holding it down for the Steel City. You come all the way from up north, down south, and show how the Northern ladies do it.
Yes, I did. It's been a great summer. I like that Sam runs these. It's great to have competitive basketball in the off-season.
Without a doubt, and a lot of semi-professional, professional players have the opportunity to keep fit, but also continue to inspire young ladies up and down the country.
Exactly. Yeah, I love playing with the different age groups. It's good to be able to meet new people, new kids coming up, and hopefully they'll be aspiring to play to the level I have to.
Well, of course, Sheffield Hatters have received some investment this season as well for the Women's British Basketball League campaign. How much are you looking forward to seeing how this continues to grow in Sheffield?
I can't say too much, but I'm very excited for how it's looking over the next few years. It's really positive. I'd say my nan would be very proud of where we're at and where we're going.
Without a doubt. Well, there she is, your MVP for the Hoopsfix Pro-Am 2024. Georgia Gayle gets it done right here in the Brixton Rec.